It is amazing. I think, John, you were saying offline, it's funny, like anyone who eats, I don't want to misquote you, is an expert in nutrition. I eat every day, 3 times a day, 5. So I know what I'm talking about. Like, well, you might not.
Yeah.
So I think, it's good to just give the facts. And what I like from the perspective of both of you, you guys are very like science-based and you want to pull articles. And when we were prepping, you guys pulled a lot of journal articles to back up some of these statements. So that's going to be cool, this podcast.
I like that. I always used to say, because you're saying like if everybody eats, everybody has nutrition advice. I'm like, well, I have teeth, but I'm not going to tell you like how to take care of them or like be your dentist, right? So
that's funny.
Yeah, I do think it's important to celebrate when people are interested in it because we do all eat. We all do need to apply this to ourselves, and we have to make sure that we recognize our scope and what we're able to provide factual information. Weed out all that noise.
I love it. I do have, as we're going to close this opening episode, I did want to pitch a couple questions to you guys. They're super open-ended. I think for you, Dr. Chrissy, I'd love to know, since you're like the clinician in the group, I've seen patients for many years, but in terms of a clinician who's a real coach, and I know John coaches high-level athletes and other folks. I've coached folks, but I feel like you're the real behavior change person, like the one who meets a client halfway and then you kind of get them to their goals. Are there any things that you think we should explore on the podcast in terms of like, when you're working with somebody, how to coach someone, how to get them? It's one thing to deliver information, but it's another thing to sort of like meet someone halfway and coach them along and get them to behavior change.
Yeah, absolutely. So I always like to bring up the stages of change, the trans-theoretical model, but really just thinking like, where's somebody at? Do they even know they have a problem? Are they thinking about it? Are they making change? Where's their motivation at? Because I always say you're going to speak to them very differently. If you and I were working on making sure that you ate breakfast, but you didn't even care, that it wasn't even a thought in your head, I wouldn't be shoving a meal plan in your face saying, here's your breakfast. I would be asking you questions about, hey, what do you think it would be like if you had breakfast, right? So you're going to talk to them very differently. And so I think using the information we share on this podcast can be really helpful to bring facts and to help somebody else make those decisions for themselves. That's what's going to create lasting change. And when we're talking about behavior change, it has to come from the individual.
Right.